following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi, this is Ken Gidge, and this is The Art of Politics, and let's get right to it. And my partner over here, the co-host, is Al Baldasaro. How you doing, Al?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
Well, we had an argument last week, and it was something about how Mr. O'Brien voted and how the Republicans voted, and it was a sandwich someplace, a small little meal, and I was positive that I was right. Well, I was wrong. So I'm going to end up buying him.
And it's not that often that we hear this here.
He says he wants breakfast, but he gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not a Marine. I go to bed at 4. So definitely a lunch, but congratulations.
Explain to the people that watch this show, who was it that killed 4.5, whatever number you used, social worker in...
Who killed it?
Yeah, who? Where did those cuts come from?
Republicans.
From the Hillsborough County. Because the county municipality, whoever runs the county, felt that they didn't need those positions. Did you hear that when they explained it?
No,
they said there wasn't a need. The duty experts said there was a waste. They were sitting around. They had too many.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Of all the subjects about these 4.5, I don't think a person who knows more about it, because I have been fighting it. The simple fact is they sat right in front of us and said, we saved the state of New Hampshire $1.5 million a year. Let me finish.
You saved the county.
No. That was the problem. That was one of the problems. $1.5 million the state of New Hampshire. How? We keep people out of jail. We keep people from committing suicide because they're within.
What are you talking about? We're talking about 4 social workers. How did that save $1.5 million? What their salaries?
Keeping people out of jail?
No, the thing it has not. Yeah, but the social workers had nothing to do with that.
Excuse me, social workers are the county social workers. All right, go to the worst of the worst. I mean, I've got stories that you wouldn't believe.
I understand, but what I'm saying is,
so you don't think they save money?
Your county was looking out for the taxpayers. The duty experts in your county hospital, your nursing home, or your facilities you have felt the need that it didn't need it because Nashua got contracts from the federal government to reinstate a mental health program here.
No, hold on a second, because this is really important. That's not true, and I'm going to tell you why it's not true. There were only 4 Democrats there, and there were 16 to 18 Republicans. It wouldn't make any difference. And by the way, they cut programs we knew was saving money. When you have a judge come in, when you have the police come in, when you have not only social workers come in, when you have advisors from school come in and they say, hey, guess what? This is really helping. It's $265,000 a year, but I mean, it's unbelievable. It's keeping people, from having a bad record. And what are the Republicans? No, we're going to save that. Let's cut it.
You can beat this all you want, because there comes a time and a place when you got to keep your hands out of the taxpayers' pockets. They're taxed enough. What don't you get?
Okay, hold.
What don't you get? They cannot keep affording to throw money.
What don't you get?
I get it. I get it.
When I say to you, they sat in front of us with all sorts of people, and they stated, we saved the state of New Hampshire $1.5 million for 465.
I want to see.
You know what you guys did?
I want to see the video, because that's not what I heard.
You know what you guys did? Oh, we'd rather save the money.
Let me ask you something.
We don't need the social workers.
Is Nashua, the Hillsborough County, did the sky fall? Did buildings crumble because of what they did? Are there is crime up? I don't think so.
Well, social workers.
Am I missing something here?
Yeah.
Show me where the problem is.
All right, okay, I'll tell you.
Show me the problem.
I'll tell you the problem. I'll tell you the problem. You may not want to hear this. I certainly didn't want to say it.
You just want jobs.
No.
Government jobs.
No, hold on.
Okay, good.
Because these social workers go right into the worst of the worst homes and see the absolute worst of people, they stop many, many people from committing suicide. Do you know that we had 3 people jump off the bridges in Nashua and hang themselves from the bridges?
How long ago?
Now,
how long ago? How long ago?
Within the last
20
year
years?
and a half.
Year and a half? See, I've never heard that.
Well,
never heard that.
It is more than that. And that's like a public executing themselves.
Okay. So that's the Republicans' fault, huh? We'll blame Bush. Are you blaming Bush or just New Hampshire Republicans? Who are you blaming?
I guess I kind of, if you think it's partisan when it comes down to people who need help, I'm really sorry. There's a few subjects we can't really talk about.
No.
The fact of the matter is there are people out there who need help.
We agree.
And it doesn't make any difference.
We agree.
And so you say they're not needed.
Can I ask you a question? Since you know there's an issue there, did you file any legislation to put money in the budget to help Hillsborough County to take care of this here? Or did the state pick it up? Did you correct it at all anywhere?
Can't.
Why?
Because it was a county
issue. A county issue. I agree.
And that's where I lost. That's where I lost the bet.
Because you were blaming O'Brien.
No, he voted. He's in Hillsborough County. He was there when voted against it.
But the bottom line is the cuts came on recommendations also from the workforce.
No.
Because they did not want to raise people's taxes.
Hold on a second. Everybody wanted them. Even the Republicans who were in the administration over there, who voted in, etc. Even Republicans said, don't do this.
This is what, 2 years? 2 years now, 3 years? How long ago did they do this? How long ago?
We've gone through it for 2 years. We're going into the third year.
Okay, you're going into the third year. 2 years ago, did the Hillsborough County crumble from this decision to save taxpayers' money?
And you know something? When a person or a family or a group is helped, they don't go out and hold up signs, thank you very much. When a person is stopped from doing something awful, either to them families or to themselves, it's not publicized. You don't publicize stuff like that because you can't use names is a whole bunch of things.
Right.
So when you guys, meaning Republicans, turn around and say, well, the sky falling, well, ask the parents whose kids committed suicide. Ask the parents who have had to go bankrupt. Ask the parents and families, why didn't they take the medication? Well, he didn't know to get it, but the social workers did.
You're not a doctor. You're not privy to the information of why the suicide was there. You're not privy to the information, was there the social worker assigned to him. You don't know what goes on in that home.
Do you know why?
You assume.
Do you know why?
Suicide, just like veterans that commit suicide.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
I know that happens, but I don't know all the reasons.
You're right.
And I'm not even going to try to explain.
I understand what you are saying, but the suicide rate has gone up in Hillsborough County since those social workers have been taken out. We can mark that.
What are they doing about it?
We can show it.
And that's because of the social workers, you're saying. Many suicides, they didn't even have social workers involved in their life. Many suicides don't even know.
I'll tell you what.
Veterans there, because of the psychopathic drugs they've been pumping into the veterans.
Hold on a second.
You know,
when
committing
you
suicide.
get Republican people who have been elected, okay? When you get them, when you get the doctors coming in, when you get the lawyers, excuse me, the judges coming in, when you have the police coming in and saying, hey, guess what? I don't know where to put these people. I don't know what homes we can get them into. Who do I call now?
Can I run somebody on suicide?
So guess what? People stay in awful places because of this, but yet you guys don't care.
You know, I can tell you right now, because I've been right in the middle of suicide. Almost 6 years ago, my sister-in-law, who we were best friends, committed suicide. You want to know why she committed suicide? She had stress in her, well-to-do, husband owned many properties, a lot of money. She drove big Cadillac Escalade. But what happened is she was depressed. She was going through depression. So what did they do? Suicide, first of all, was never in her mind. They put her on this medication that brought up suicidal tendencies. They took her off that. They tried another one. It brought up suicide. She tried 7 times. But prior to all this here, before she went on this medication, you know, she was all stressed out and worried about this, trying to help her mother, trying to help this one here. She committed suicide. Now, if you look at some of the things that are going on in the military, and believe me, I've been there, done that, and seen what goes on with this stuff, even in the military. Throughout the last 10 years, people with PTSD, they've been feeding them psychopathic drugs. People that, veterans there, they're committing suicide. I honestly think the doctors are pumping our veterans and pumping people in these psychopathic drugs, and they're causing suicide.
Look, I do follow what takes place in the military and also suicides. Now, I'll just make a statement. A lot of people don't know this. My father committed suicide. My grandfather committed suicide, and someone close to my family had committed suicide.
Psychopathic drugs.
Now, hold on a second. So there is a train. There is in a person's history. It kind of works that way.
Right.
Okay, so I can take your side and we can talk about suicide, but I'll tell you what we should have. Maybe we should have somebody come in who maybe from the military and maybe a doctor outside the military, and that would be a great subject.
Right.
Suicides for in military, suicides outside. What causes it?
No, I agree. I mean, sometimes it's tough to identify those areas because people go into depression. In my younger days, as a gunny, staff sergeant in the Marine Corps, you get people from all walks of life. Some of them come in already with issues that we have. And you kind of watch the indicators there. If they're a loner, they're sitting in their room all the time. So you kind of tell the platoon sergeant, listen, let's keep an eye on this guy just to make sure. When you go out to training with weapons and stuff and you kind of watch and you see to make sure, that what makes him tick. You know what I mean? And try to identify and watch. But see, in the civilian life, you can't do that because it's tough. Unless you assign a social worker 24 hours a day.
Unless there is a social worker who's called up to go into the family and to take a look at it.
You hit it right on the money. Unless they're called up.
Every single person agrees that those social workers shouldn't have been let go. Now, I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to give you a good reason.
Okay.
They said they saved the state of New Hampshire $1.5 million. They do, and they did. Now, why? One of the reasons why the Republicans voted it out, because they saved the lives of people who didn't live in the county. And so, since that was saving New Hampshire money and not just the county,
so my
that's how they justify it.
Sitting here, I cannot believe Republicans would just cut out 4 social workers there if the need was there. I just can't believe that. And knowing the people in that county and knowing those Republicans in Hillsborough, I think Republicans aren't bad people. But we look at the whole picture, and apparently performance orders, other things that come about, the need apparently wasn't. They felt the need wasn't there.
Nobody is a bad person until you.
But the way you make it sound, the Republicans.
Nobody is
people.
a bad person.
How's it feel to be in the minority now?
3.
How's it feel to be in the minority now?
You know something? When there is a posse type atmosphere, the Republicans, as a majority of 297 to 103, did some awfully stupid things.
Just like the Democrats. I don't see it.
So stupid.
To me, I don't see they were stupid. To me.
This state said,
right.
That is bull. We're going to get rid of them completely.
That's right, just like they just did. Didn't the state say we're going to get rid of the Democrats completely on what they're doing?
From a supermajority, no, we were not a supermajority.
We're 239 right now.
You're still not a supermajority.
But we're still 239.
Yes, but you're not going to be a supermajority. The things that took place before are not going to happen again. They can't happen again.
We're actually about probably 245, 246, because you got about 6 or 7 Democrats that are real good moderates, maybe, and vote with the Republicans all the time.
Well, I don't think any Democrats vote with the Republicans all the time.
No, what's that, the Libertarians? No, not on everything. Is that what you just said, the Libertarians?
No, Republicans is
no, but as a whole, because Republicans don't
Democrats,
vote. Republicans don't vote a lot of time as a party. Republicans vote for what's good. They believe what's good for the state. We're not like you. You're on a white sheet. I see the Democrats.
Go ahead and look. And I see. Anybody can go up and get it. When you guys vote, are you kidding?
This is the Democrats in front of me when it comes time to vote. They pull out their white sheet, and then I don't even think they read the bills. I honestly don't believe they read the bills. Am I right? You sit right there. Am I right? Do they pull the white sheet out and they're going?
How many bills do we vote on?
You know, I could talk almost every bill.
How many bills do we vote on?
It depends. 600 to 1,000, depending.
Okay.
First year.
How many amendments added to the bills?
Probably, I don't know. Sometimes 1, 2.
Okay,
depending.
so we vote what? 1,500 times, 2,000 times?
I debate every
How is everybody
bill.
going to know every single bill?
My group, HRA, we debate we're involved with this group because we debate every bill. Does it go against the New Hampshire Constitution or does it go against the U.S. Constitution? And that's what we look at.
What the hell does that have to do with what we're talking about?
Because what I'm saying is we read and we dissect every bill. We come up with many of the amendments.
Are you crazy?
Yeah, we do.
Are you nuts?
No.
Are you trying to tell me that anybody inside being a state representative reads all bills?
Yes, I'm telling you right now, we have
all bills.
We dissect every bill.
Do you know who reads all the bills? The people in those committees.
The committees.
And they come out of the committees.
Right. But you're not listening to me when I'm telling you.
Or against. So there are people who read them.
You're not listening to me. I am a member of the House Republican Alliance. I'm one of the tri-chairs. Do you know the pink sheet that comes out? We take a position away from the Republican leadership. We take a position on every bill. The ones that we feel that no recommendation, vote your conscience. We don't tell them how to vote. The ones that we dissect and read and go through, and then we make a recommendation. You see the pink sheet. Sometimes that's 2, 3, 4 pages.
Everybody does that.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Who's everybody? Tell me who's everybody. The Democrats do a white sheet.
Why don't you explain to them what you're talking about?
Are you trying
to tell me that every single bill that's voted on, the Republicans have gone over every single bill?
You didn't hear what I just said. You're not listening. We're a separate group away from leadership. The House Republican Alliance, which I'm one of the tri-chairs.
Okay, I got that.
There's 3.
I got that.
If you go to nhra.org, look at our site up there in our press releases. Look at our legislation on positions. Look at all the voting records that they might get mad at you. My point is, we dissect every bill, and we have groups. We have specialists in each committee that come in and they brief, and then we go through the bill with them, and then we make a position. We state a position.
All right.
Every bill.
Let us get something straight so everybody understands that. This man does not read every bill. He will get together with people who have read the bills. They will talk about it, and they will take a position on it. Is that what you're saying?
The bill is in front of us when we're going through it. That's what I'm saying.
Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
All right, I think everybody does that too.
They don't. You can tell they don't.
We don't?
You can tell they don't.
Well,
because am I right?
What is this
when it comes time to vote,
white paper?
you have a Democrat white sheet.
What is this white paper? And you
You
guys
want me to show you a
and you
copy
guys
of it?
don't have pink paper?
We have a pink one, right?
Yeah,
but see,
but that's
from
not done by the leadership.
But see, no, it's not done by the leadership.
That's done by
my group, the House Republican
Oh, okay.
Alliance.
So you're not in leadership.
No, I was a senior Republican in the committee.
Okay, so you're not.
But for the last 2 years,
leadership position?
but for the last 2 years, I never went to their leadership meeting because it was a conflict with me because I was with the HRA.
All right, you have won the sandwich.
Yes. Yes, I did.
If you want a lunch,
Right.
well, we'll go someplace where
And you have lost the election. The people kicked you out. You did not do your job. You didn't have Obama's tail to hang on. They kicked you out.
You know.
Is it true? Did you get kicked out?
You know, we
Answer
lost,
the question.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
We lost two good ladies, Sylvia Gale, and we lost Jan Schmidt. And if you could see the junk that Republicans sent out against them.
Here we go
and
again.
these people are state representatives, and the work that they did was bipartisan. But yet,
can I ask you a question?
Win this, you know what they did?
Since you brought this up bipartisan.
These things out are awful, just awful.
Just like they did to me. The Democrats sent out in my district to me a war against women. I'm terrible when it comes to women. I have 5 granddaughters.
Oh, stop
okay?
that, stop
I have
that,
3
stop
daughters.
that.
I have 2 stepdaughters. I have a beautiful wife.
You know, and I've said to you just earlier, you're correct when you're separate, alone. When you guys get into a group, you're like a swarm of bees. Everybody bites somebody.
The Democrats are God's gift to the world. Let me ask
Thank you very much.
Hey,
let's move on to another subject.
These 2 perfect legislators that lost, did they vote to tax your Nashua residents on heating oil to raise it 25 cents a gallon?
No, nobody did.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, you know,
yes, they did.
You know,
you voted to raise people heating oil 25 cents a gallon.
That is a lie, and I'm not going to put up with it. Do you know why? Because not only
Can I look that up while we're talking? I'll give you the bill.
You may. Our committee, which is, as I say, banking and insurance, is also consumer affairs.
Right.
We went over stuff like that. We never voted for more.
You voted on the oil spill money to put the money in the kitty that already on a dedicated fund that already had $2 million in it for oil spills.
Spill money.
We already had $2 million in there.
We didn't vote for more money.
No,
we voted to transfer money.
No, you didn't vote to transfer. You voted to take 25 cents per gallon of heating fuel oil. Okay, to put more money in this dedicated fund that already had $2 million that's been sitting there for the last 2-3 years.
That's not true. That's not true.
Do a Google search on New Hampshire fuel oil on the state
bet him a
website.
sandwich on that one. That's just not. And you know something? You guys have won the election. You guys are now the majority. All right, because I'm going to go take their side. Now they're now they're the majority.
It's killing them to say that.
No, now they're the majority, and let's see what they do. Especially in Washington. You guys in Washington did nothing for 4 years.
That's
and
not
guess
true.
what?
That's not true.
Oh, and guess what?
So do you know you're not being honest?
Now,
can you look in the camera and be honest and tell the people that?
And now it's
Did the
their
House
term.
Hey,
let's see what they do.
Can I ask you something?
They want it. They got it. They bought it.
The
they
House
ate
of
it.
Representatives.
Let's see if they can digest it.
The U.S. Congress, House of Representatives, under Republicans, sent over to the Senate over 235 bills.
And
5 of them are jobs bills.
Probably
5 are jobs bills, and the Senate passed 23 bills.
You know something. And you know
the Democrat Senate.
And if you are correct that somebody did something.
I am correct.
Why is the entire House of Representatives don't even have a 30%? It was down to a 13% rating.
Because the Democrat, the Senate is taking them down. The Democrat Senate, Harry Reid, screwed over our country. He only passed 23 bills.
God.
He passed 1 budget in 6 years. Did he pass 1 budget in 6 years?
Hold on a second.
Wait,
hold on a second.
Did he pass 1 budget?
With a bipartisan, I don't think we're going to get this close.
Did he pass?
In a bipartisan
Did he pass 1 budget?
Committees, they set up an immigration bill. Both parties agreed on it. It went to the House. It passed the House. Went into this. Excuse me. Passed the Senate. Went into the House, and the House would not put it up for a vote. Not an up and down vote. They wouldn't even put it in. So the president comes along and says, "Hold on a second here. You guys were supposed to do something with immigration. You did nothing on immigration. So I'm gonna use a proclamation, and I'm gonna sign it. And guess what? It's part of the bill that you guys wanted before, but now you don't want it. So all you have to do, if you don't like what I'm doing, is pass the bill that you had already agreed to do. If it takes a president to sign down, to do a proclamation for immigrants, then guess what? These guys got to get off their duffs and stop saying they're not going to do anything because the president did this. Why don't they get out there and do something in the immigration instead of saying, shut down the government? Let's shut down the government. Like, really? Here we go again.
Republicans try to fix the under HB 566. Regulate and guaranteed price plans and prepaid contracts for heating oil. The Democrats tabled that bill. Okay, we try to fix that there under, to make sure that people are losing money.
And I'll tell you something right here. I happen to know that exactly what that is because that was in our committee,
okay.
And that had nothing. That had nothing to do with charging more heat oil. That was trying to make sure that the people who prepaid got their oil. All right? So what had to be done, what they wanted to do, is they wanted the people who had taken the prepaid money,
put in a separate account.
Put some of that, like 75%.
Right. Yes.
They didn't want to do that. They didn't want to do that. And you want to know something? The Attorney General turns around and the Attorney General says, well, okay, they can do that, but we don't have the manpower to check it out, so it's going to mean absolutely nothing.
But we wanted to make sure, because what's going on with Fuller, we would have cut, that money would have been in a separate account that was given him, and the money that Fuller oil going out of business, a lot of people prepaid, and they're in bankruptcy right now. So if that bill went forward, that money would have been put in a separate account instead of going into their general fund.
No.
Okay.
This has been.
We'll agree to disagree.
No. Hold on a second. No. This was with this particular company. This was going on even before the bill came into the committee.
Right. Okay. I'm just telling you that was the intent of the bill.
Any other thing? You don't take a company that's been in business for 30 or 40 years.
You don't. That's right. And let them get bankrupt.
Let me finish.
Screw the taxpayers.
No.
Go ahead.
No. Fuller started out as one person.
Right.
Family.
Yes, he's still a family. One person.
Really. And they grew it into something big.
Right.
We all know that along the line, some way, something happened. All right? Now, as far as Fuller goes, I feel sorry for the family.
I feel sorry for the business people.
Yes, correct. But what the good thing is that it has been sold for $10 million. It's in the newspapers. Another company has come in. And part of the agreement that Fuller made with this company was they must take care of the prepaid people. So even on the way out, Fuller, all right, and the Fuller family or organization did the right thing. So you got to.
No, I'm glad that happened. Yeah. But the bottom line is, we could have had that corrected, so it never ever happens again. By putting that, but instead of spending that money,
you can't do that.
Okay, well, the bottom line is the bill got killed.
Okay, let me try to explain to you. It's you got a good point here. You have an excellent point.
But it was not the Republicans screwed it up, I'm sure.
No, my idea was have them purchase an insurance policy for if this happens. The oil companies, no, we don't want that to happen. So if you turn around and you take a look at the prepaid monies coming in, all right, all the prepaid monies coming in, this money has always been used to quickly buy something off the market that's less expensive, all right? That's how it has worked. Right. But as we both know, it's been upside down. They prepaid, cost them $1.
It's gone up.
They're buying it for $5. All right. Talking about oil, are you for the pipeline going right through this country?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
and that's going to do what?
Well, well, we already discussed this before. I mean, you're going to try to suck me into something again.
Well, no,
you're going to try to.
You guys are Republicans.
The oil is going to be refined in New Hampshire and then sent out to other countries.
No. It's not going to be.
I mean, not New Hampshire. Disregard that. It's going to be refined out there.
And that helps
another state. It helps other countries, and it could help us too. We could buy oil from them. We still can buy oil. There's no law that says we can't. Just like the gas line through New Hampshire.
Do
you support the gas line in New Hampshire?
You know, it's interesting. They can with binoculars see the Great Wall of China. Going over the United States, they're going to be able to see a pipeline.
Oh, come on. You know, you guys make me laugh. You don't care about the windmills you're all fighting to put up north in our tourist areas. And now all of a sudden you worry about seeing a pipeline. Go out to 29 Palms out in Yucca Valley in California. Look at all them windmills that are sitting out there broken, rusted. It's beautiful. But they got their tax credits and they ran the people. What do you think is going to happen in New Hampshire?
You
telling me that's not true?
You
tell me that's not true.
Why people will believe people like yourself when you make a comment like that is there have been companies who have done exactly that.
Right.
They have taken the money.
And they're still standing there, all rusted. Breaks,
and they broke. That's not the majority. 99.9 people are good, and there's always 1/10 of 1% are idiots, and we all know that.
Since you're the duty expert on the generation on these windmills on power, what's their storage capacity?
None. There is no storage capacity.
That's right.
Oh, hold on. Storage. Oh, hold on a second. You're right. There is no storage capacity. They make it. They put it on a wire. But there's a problem. The grid has to be redone, because there's more energy coming in. But the Republicans, this term, wouldn't pass any money so they could start working on the grid.
You know something?
So guess what? So all of a sudden, what you have said...
Who owns the grid? Who owns all the wiring? Please, is it who's making all the money off the wiring? Is it the Republicans? Who owns them? You blame the Republicans again. Who owns the grid?
The grid is
the wiring.
Well,
all the wiring and everything that makes up the grid.
Technically, if the country wants to, they can take it.
No, you're not listening to me. Technically, real world. Let's get back to reality.
Owned by
PSNH, right? Liberty.
Well, it's all over the country.
All these others, all these electric companies own the wiring, just like the phone companies own the poles, own the stuff.
You're right.
So how is it the Republicans?
We're not arguing that.
How is it the Republicans that you blame us again?
Would you like me to tell you?
Please tell us.
Yes, because of this job being mammoth, more than these companies or anyone can afford. Believe it or not, there are projects in every single country that need the assistance of the government.
God love the government.
But you turn around and say, oh, no, we don't have to fix that. But then
tell me when we say we don't have to fix. Tell me when.
Then you ask the question is, where's the storage?
Right. No, I'm talking on the windmills because I really think the windmills are useless. I don't think they're as good as they say they are. I think solar is the better way to go. Nuclear power. I just think that's waste. We have a beautiful big generating electricity in my town in Londonderry, AES, and they ran gas line to them. They got those big engines and everything. They go off in the morning, and they produce and they sell the peak power. But New Hampshire has abundance of electricity, but we have a surplus.
Well,
but the problem we have is why are our costs so high?
Yeah.
Why?
We have
to drop the cost. Would you agree?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Everybody agrees.
Did you do anything about it?
Everyone agrees with that.
The Democrats the last 2 years to drop power, you actually charged them more money.
Where do you get this information? Oh,
Reggie,
wait
Reggie.
All of a sudden,
you raised Reggie.
They have
Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative.
And they're making all these comments.
Did you raise Reggie?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Republican who got voted in. Let's see what he does.
Answer me for a second.
Let's see what this guy does.
Did you vote in more money to go into Reggie to take from the consumers?
No.
Yes, you did.
No.
Okay. please once again do a Google search. Don't believe me. And watch what happens on your energy cost.
Explain what RGGI is.
We already did this the last show. Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative. It's a money there that goes into a kitty, and then the governor, just like in my district, gave out $178,000 to a company that's, not even a U.S. company, Stonyfield, to train people that they already do to put to work. They're big donors, but they got $178,000 of that money. Now, some of that money does do good things because it goes to, the homes, help low-income people to, to fix their homes in and make them energy efficient there, as far as, windows and insulation and everything else. Am I right?
You're absolutely correct.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a Republican. We're all screwed up.
No, but
I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't read the bills.
I love you.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, you don't read all bills.
Now, let me ask you another question.
That's not true.
Let me ask you another question. I've got to get you to tell the truth. Did you all vote in 25 cents for the fuel oil spill program that already had over $2 million in there to take another 25 cents per gallon to go back to the consumers to their fuel oil?
And to use for what?
To be used for spills here in New Hampshire.
So let me see if I've got this straight. What you're saying is we have $2 million, which is not being used, basically.
It's sitting there.
So what we have done is we have put more money into it.
Yes.
Okay. If I remember correctly, you sat right here and you said the last budget from O'Brien is the budget that gets everything to grow, and then everybody should be what?
No, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, listen, if you guys want to come on, hold on a second. If you guys want to come on the show, come on the show, but we can hear you guys over the camera. Don't do that. Just, right? Can you hear them?
Yeah, I can hear. I don't know what's going on.
Well, if we can hear them, the camera's going to hear them. So anyway, tell them to quiet down, please. Thank you. Oh, why don't we just listen? That ought to do it.
But anyways, to go back here, you raised 25 cents per gallon, and it gets passed on to the consumers. Did you or did you not?
No,
do that?
And that's not.
Did you or did you not raise it 25 cents?
I've got news for you. If we did that, let's see what you do. Oh, just like the social workers, you'll do something, I'm sure.
No, the social worker is your county issue. That has nothing to do with the state. Last time I checked, I'm a state representative. My county there, we try our damnedest to keep the taxes stable for the taxpayers. We try to live within our means. Your county there, maybe you're above without the projected
Bill
revenues.
O'Brien is in that county, and I'm sure.
Oh, here we go. Blame Bill O'Brien. You guys are unbelievable. You're always blaming somebody. Be part of the solution, not the problem.
He voted that way. He is in our county. Of course he's going to vote on county bills. Excuse me.
That's right.
That's not degrading Bill O'Brien. In fact, you want to know something? I don't know how he could, as a speaker, get to the county committees. I have no idea how we could do that.
I don't know. It's just like December 3rd when we go into a meeting at the State House Organization Day. Our county, I don't know why, I just got the card in the mail today, made our meeting that night. What? That makes no sense. I mean, naturally, we're going to be having some gatherings, as we do as representatives that day. It's going to be a long day. And then they make a county meeting at 7 o'clock that night.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand. I'm going to be calling them tomorrow, Monday.
They got to change
and tell them that's not right.
Okay, Bill O'Brien, because we have talked about, Bill had come in and done shows. He will come back. We know that because you're going to take me under.
I'll be looking out for you.
And by the way, I sent Bill O'Brien a text today, and it said, "You are the top of the R's, and I'm the bottom of the D's. But we have something in common."
Hey, let me ask you something.
I sent it out, and then I said, "Al Baldasaro."
Will you say? I will take you under my wing for one reason.
God.
Okay. Now I'm looking for one thing from you.
Excuse me.
Will you commit?
Democrats, I know you're having a hard time with me. Take my word for it.
Hey, let me ask you something.
He's not going to do me any favors.
Will you commit right here on this TV not to vote for one tax or fee for the next 2 years?
No, I will not.
So you'll vote for taxes and fees?
No, didn't say that.
I asked you.
No, I didn't say that.
Will you commit to not put a freeze and no spending?
Because you gentlemen do not know what it takes to run a government.
Yeah, we do.
So if you keep doing things, as we've talked about this before, there's a tipping point where it goes like that. You can't run your governments, so you start laying off more people.
Can I say something?
Then unemployment goes up.
Will you let me say something here now? You done? Okay.
Not quite.
Since 1784, up until about a few years ago, the state has been ran by Republicans. There's no sales tax, there's no payroll tax. We're one of the very few states in the country that does not have that. Delaware doesn't have a sales tax, but they got a payroll tax. But anyways, what I'm trying to get in here is all of a sudden the Democrats get in, 8 years ago, and you put us in a $900 million deficit. 4 years later, the people of New Hampshire kicked them out. The Republicans come back in, but then the great Obama, the Pied Piper, your president, they all come back in under the coattails of the president. Because if you look at the numbers of votes cast in the state, Republicans cast more votes scattered throughout the state. Look at the percentage.
Excuse me, let me hold this up. See this? Let me hold this up. The reason why the Republicans lost is they were using this and we were using these.
No, you're right. But see, we've gotten better. The last election.
So, and they ran the country before that. Guess what? Paper, computer, different things. So you wonder why things were a little screwed up here in New Hampshire.
No, I don't think they're screwed up. I think we need to do things better. I think we need to get more people to work. I'll be happy when every person in New Hampshire is working.
So are you willing to, let's say, cut a tax in half, but that will put people out of work?
I am willing.
Are you willing to do that?
I am willing to reduce, yes.
You answer that.
Yes.
So
let me answer it.
What you're saying is you're willing to, you're willing to cut a tax that puts people out of work.
Well, no. Did I ever say, put what people out of work? The people that work for big government? All the jobs that you guys stacked? Is that what you're talking? What people out of work? Tell me what people out of work.
He just said that he would do that. Now, you want to know something? People who work for government do live in the state of New Hampshire. Once they're fired, guess what? Fired is fired, and it doesn't make any difference who you are. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. But we can't fire the Republicans. But we got to fire some Democrats.
This guy's unbelievable.
I know.
See how he turns things around?
All right.
See how he turns things. I mean, big government.
Let us change the subject.
We have more government workers than we do in other companies.
Let us change the subject. Let's move on.
Yeah, because you hate the truth. So you always want to move on.
No, I think people out there just get bored that we just keep throwing the same thing around. I think let's get to Bill O'Brien and how the process went. Explain the process.
You asked me a question a while ago about Bill O'Brien, then you took me into another area. Now, if we can stay on Bill O'Brien, then I can tell you what he wants to do.
Let's get the voting.
Okay. First of all, so we don't switch right now, you ask about Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien's goals, are to reduce business taxes. They're to reduce regulations. They're to work on the energy issue. They're to work on the retirement, on the deficit in the retirement. So Bill O'Brien said we made promises to our state employees. We're going to keep them. But we're going to look at the retirement for new employees so down the road we don't get bankrupt. This is coming out of Bill O'Brien. I am one of Bill O'Brien's, closest confidants.
Okay, Paul, you know something? The election is over. Let's talk about the election of Bill O'Brien and how he became Speaker, because this was extremely contentious.
He was won by 4 votes.
He was running against a former Speaker.
Right. Yes, and he beat him before also. 4 years ago, he beat him. All right,
so how can somebody like Bill O'Brien win such an election like that, especially when there are a lot of Republicans who didn't want Bill to come in?
Because what happened is many of the, even here in Nashua and all around the state, voted in conservatives. They voted in conservatives. They said enough is enough on the spending. They can't afford their taxes. Many people are being forced out of their homes.
Hold on a second. How many votes? 4 votes?
He won by 4 votes, yes.
Okay, so that's certainly not a majority.
No, but 11 people didn't show up. But the point whether it's 1 vote, 2 votes, 4 votes, he won.
So let's get something
How many votes you win the election?
Let's get some straight by.
How many votes you win the election?
Not telling her. I won by a considerable amount, just like you did.
Just checking.
let's get back to, because I've said this before, it's easier to get elected than it is, the difficulty begins when you start getting in the inner politics.
But we've been there. We've done that. We can handle it.
Well,
we've done it.
I'm trying to explain to people who are out there listening, wondering about politics itself, how the process works. Now the process after the election, and now he is elected for speaker.
Right.
That was one large,
big step
political
in the process.
Political process.
Yes.
Calling people up.
Have functions all over the states.
Out.
I've been all over the state with Bill O'Brien, meeting new representatives, talking to them. Bill O'Brien raised a lot of money in our PAC to help new candidates run. He was sending them, whoever needed money, he was sending them checks to help them in their campaigns, to buy signs, to get literature, to do mail-outs. Okay, that's what we were about. We did training sessions all summer. We recruited. I think you did a great job.
Well,
you're going to disagree anyways. You're a Democrat.
No, I'm not going to. What are you talking? Bill O'Brien said right what you said. I happen to like Bill O'Brien. I think I can get probably more done with the Republicans than I can with the Democrats.
Don't let the Democrats know that.
Because I'm not playing I've never played politics. That's probably my problem. I've got up to the podium before,
that's
and
right.
I have said, well, you know, it'd be nice if we didn't play politics on this one, and then I'd look around and I'd go, well, that's not going to happen here.
Coming from a Republican, okay, a staunch conservative, one of the part of leadership of the HRA now, part of O'Brien's leadership. He is an honorable guy, I have to admit. You are an honorable guy.
I am.
Your word is gold. You don't tell the truth on here, but when you're at the State House, you do. Okay? So you are pretty good in committee there.
Notice he didn't say that when he was a minority, but now he's a majority.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll tell you there's, and I've said this on the air, the fact of the matter is that once I started doing shows with Bill O'Brien, Democrats wouldn't talk to me.
Right. I don't understand it.
They wouldn't talk to me. I asked them to come on. They wouldn't come on.
I grew up as a Democrat. I'd never seen that growing up. My grandfather had friends as a Republican.
No.
He was the mayor of my city.
Times have changed.
I know, but that's a shame.
Let's face it,
I have many friends that are Democrat. Yeah. I mean, Tara, I told you Kathleen Rogers, Linda Massimilla, Marjorie Smith. We're all friends.
Oh, yeah.
And these are all, some of them are far left liberal.
Well...
But we're friends.
But that's my point is sort of this. I got in so much trouble with the Democrats. What they have said to me, I can't repeat.
Do you want to know why?
And there is 2 years, all right, and in that 2 years, I have been invited to nothing.
Change your to an R.
Zero.
Become a Republican, I'll invite you.
I mean like nothing. And the word was simply because Bill O'Brien sat right there. Now, you made a point. You said, geez, he's a good guy. Well, you know how I've been? I've sort of run how I feel as if this is going to be my last time. So in other words, no, I can't be influenced.
Right.
To say, get rid of Bill O'Brien, don't put him there, get somebody else in there.
Democrats have no say.
I'm sorry, but guess what? When you sit down and you see Al and myself arguing things out, you may not learn too much, or maybe you learn a lot, but you can see that we're having a relationship. We know each other.
Right.
And that is one of the largest things that has taken place that Republicans and Democrats do not get together. Now, all right, on the day when there was going to be all the yesterday and today.
Oh, you're talking about the training?
The training, okay.
Right, for the new reps.
Now, they had coffee in the morning, so I go into the coffee place, and I'm being nice. I don't know if
I was there with you.
And we're walking around, we're saying hi. So I just said to someone, asked me a question. I said, well, the best thing that you can do is just make friends with everybody. Just say. I said, I'm a Democrat. I don't even know if you're a Republican. I really don't know. Go meet people, get to know people. And a Republican stood there, and he turns around and he says, wouldn't you know it? Now we're the majority. The Democrats want to be friends. I ran right over that guy. I grabbed his coat, and I said, stop that. Stop
but he's
that.
probably right.
Don't do that.
But he's probably right.
No, that's not true.
Because many
Don't
Democrats ignore this.
Because what he is doing is keeping this role. I couldn't get to know him.
Now, I understand what you're saying, but how come you didn't do that when we did? Many Democrats, we say hi to them, they walk right by us. Me, I say hi, how you doing?
Yeah,
you know me. I say hi to everybody.
Al,
I shake everybody's hand.
Come on, Al.
But now all of a sudden we're in the majority.
Why you're a tough Marine type
but irregardless, but the bottom line is now we're in the majority. Now they want to be nonpartisan. Hey, now we want to be your buddy. But for the last 2 years, they stuck it to us.
You know, with that type of attitude, okay.
But it's a fact. But we won't do like the Democrats.
Somebody has to stop this.
What I'm saying is we won't do like the Democrats.
That person in the coffee room, if he keeps that attitude up, I'm not going to be able to get to know him. He's not going to be able to get to know me.
He's going to miss out on the real Ken Gidge.
It's going to be a great argument.
He's going to miss out on the real Ken Gidge.
Democrats who treat you that way, you point them out to me, and I'll grab them and I'll say, you stop it.
Well, I
both
hate to say it, I'm up there more than I never see you that often.
To meet
You're
people.
always hiding somewhere.
You get who?
You.
I'm
You're always
not
hiding somewhere.
anyway.
I don't see you that often. I see you slip into your seat there in the morning when we are in voting, you know, and, you know, so. But no, what I'm trying to say is, I look at that way because I understand both sides. I've been in both sides, Democrat, Republican. I've been in politics since I was 5.
What is the attitude of the Republicans? Are they playing now? Now we've got it. We're gonna stick it to the Democrats.
No, not at all. Because Bill O'Brien made it clear. You know, hey, we got to work with everybody. We got to, you know, come to.
So are you going to grab that? Are you going to grab that Republican who said that?
Oh, without a doubt. Point him out to me.
Grab him and just say, stop it.
Yeah, tell me who he is. Point him out. I will.
Say, oh well, here's Ken Gidge, and guess what? And over here is another Democrat.
I would in a heartbeat.
And now you know them.
If I was standing there, of course I wouldn't have grabbed them. I'm a lot nicer than you are. I would have talked nicely to him and said, I don't appreciate that. We're a team. We're going to work together. The only thing is we can't compromise on taxes and fees. Did you hear what I just said?
Yes, exactly.
We will not compromise on any tax and fee.
All right. Let's get back to the point. The problem was why I ran after him and grabbed him by the coat. Not like I just like, whoa, stop. All right.
No, I agree with you.
Was because there were 4 people there when I was saying, let's meet everybody. I didn't know if they were Republicans or Democrats. But obviously he was a Republican. And I just thought that has to stop.
Do you know I had some Democrats there to come up to me and when I introduced myself, they said, wow, it's an honor to meet you. They said, Al, I watch your show. I hear about you. You tell people like it is. I like that. I like honesty. Democrat, new representatives and some Republicans, the same thing. You know what I mean? Because I was shaking everyone's hand. I was there representing Bill O'Brien, you know, and, you know, just making sure that we had a presence there. And also the House Republican Alliance had a presence. Yeah. You know, and I think we got some pretty sharp candidates.
Yes.
You know, and I'm impressed with them.
Both sides.
But like I said, we'll work together on many bills. But we will not compromise on a tax, raising taxes or fees.
You know, please.
We will live within our means.
Guess what? Guess what? They have it now. Let's see what they do.
We've had it for hundreds of years.
No, let's see what they do.
We've had it for a couple hundred years in New Hampshire.
But complain because you want to know something. As much as some people think that little red light I'm looking at and people are listening are stupid, they're not.
I don't think so.
Because
there was a Democrat guy, Gruber, that said people are stupid, remember?
If you screw up, you're going to be gone again.
Just like the Democrats were, huh? Just recently. You all screwed up, you're gone.
Not as much as it was before.
Oh, not as much. Oh, because it's different for the Democrats.
Well, first of all, hold on a second. Wait,
it's different.
These are called.
See, there you go.
Okay.
And you want to compromise and work with. Here you go.
Okay. Historically.
Yeah, the Republicans have been in charge. We know how. We know how to run the House.
Historically, midterms, there are always changes for the other party. If we were Republicans,
only the last 8 years.
We were Democrats.
Not historically. Just the last 8 years. It never happened before. The last 8 years.
No, I'm talking federal and otherwise. During the midterm elections, this is where the opposing party or the minority party always picks up votes. That's just the truth.
You know.
So don't go like this.
Let's go. Let's go back.
We're really good.
Let's go. We are good. because we look out for the taxpayers there. We look out. We want to live
And
within
of
our
course, the
means.
Democrats don't.
Well, you keep taxing and
Keep taxing.
do you know
And you
every?
want to know?
Do you know? Let me run some by
if
you.
they put the smoke, if they take 10 cents again off the package of cigarettes, you listen, peach a few, because we lost $40 million on that one.
But we gained 87 million in other areas. We had a surplus.
You are
Did we have a surplus under
You're
O'Brien?
so full of it.
Did we have an answer?
We don't want to go
Look at
through
me.
that again.
Did we have a surplus?
We're not going through that again.
Why, you don't want to tell the truth.
No,
That's why you don't want to go through it.
How you got
Will
the
you answer me?
surplus was how you got the surplus.
How we got the surplus.
Was not. We're not going to go through that again.
Go ahead. How we get the
We're not
surplus?
going to go through that
Did
again.
we have a surplus?
We got 3 minutes left.
Okay.
Now, let us talk a little.
He hates to tell the truth. Can you give Bill O'Brien credit and say you did a good job in the budget?
Look, hey, can you see that?
I know, I see
what
that.
Does that say?
But can you say, Bill
so
O'Brien, you
look
did
at
a
me.
good
So-
job for the taxpayers by not downshifting, not taxing them, and you came up with a surplus? You lived within your means. Can you compliment Bill O'Brien?
Ladies and gentlemen, Bill O'Brien sat there for 31 shows, and let me tell you something, point blank period. If you think we're going at it, you ought to go onto YouTube and find those shows. All right.
Will you answer? Will you compliment Bill O'Brien before we leave?
First of all,
Will you say he did a good job in his budget?
Let me stop it. Stop. I compliment him for winning.
Yes.
I truly believe, because I'd like to stay in commerce, and I'll say and get one step closer
I
to
think you're going to legislative administration, I think. I'm going to put the word on that. I do have connections to make that happen.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
you too.
The Republicans did take over, and I've said this before, good luck. I don't know what's going to happen. How can people get in touch with you?
Well, they can get me on my website at www.albaldasaro.com. You can call me at 425-6997. Or if you see my cars in the yard there, stop by the house, 41 Hall Road, Londonderry. And I'm on Facebook. I have Twitter. They can reach me many ways.
And you know something, you may not like his politics. I certainly don't. All right. But I got
I don't
news
like
for you.
his.
He's everywhere.
Yeah.
He's everywhere politically.
Watch me on the news tonight. NH1.
What is it?
NH1. I got interviewed there on the immigration on President Obama stepping on the Constitution.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. The instrument.
Just
like Lincoln did the same thing to help those who were slaves.
Right.
That's exactly what Obama did. The same thing. And probably there are more people he helped this time.
Law was passed under Lincoln, okay? Then he complied with the law. Yes, it was. That's not true.
It was a proclamation.
It was through the Congress and the Senate.
It certainly
because the Democrats voted against it.
How could there be a Congress when this was taking place? The Civil War was going on.
The Democrats voted against it. Look at the history.
Okay. He doesn't know what he's talking about, but I know what I'm talking about. When I tell you, I know where I will be.
Strong like bull, smell like...
All right. I'm going back. I want to thank you for voting for me, and he also wants to thank...
Yep.
Yeah, we do. We're going to go back.
How do they get in touch with you?
We're going to have...
How do they get in touch with you? When they got a can? Can with string? How do they
Just go up there. You'll see me in the coat room. Please, Republicans, help Kenny. No, you can get me you can go on Gidge World. That's a website. It's an art website. You also can, I'm on Twitter, Facebook. You're on Facebook?
Yep, Twitter, Facebook.
Great. My telephone number here is 864-9332. That's 603-864-9332. Now, we're not going to see them until after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's right. We'll have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, have a good holiday.
Enjoy. Hopefully you eat a lot of pasta and turkey and meatballs and sausage.
Here we go.
Lasagna.
The Italian. I just want the turkey.
No, to me it's a 9-course meal.
And we want to thank the engineers in there.
Oh, they do a great job. I tell you, I'm impressed with this studio here.
All right. So thank you, and we'll see you in about 2 weeks.
Enjoy the turkey.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.